Hazing is an activity expected of someone joining or participating in a group that humiliates, degrades, abuses, or endangers them, regardless of a person's willingness to participate. Hazing used to be one of a number of activities that society tolerated as a boys will be boys attitude. Recently, this has all changed as stories about deaths from injuries, sexual assaults, and alcohol poisoning have cast the practice in an ugly manner. The organizations that haze are typically secretive about their induction activities, and the individuals seeking acceptance within a group are often not willing to report the group hazing them. The serious consequences of hazing have forced educational institutions, state legislators, and students to reconsider their attitudes about hazing traditions. Hazing is a form of initiation mostly for a sorority or fraternity. Even full members of organizations may be subjected to hazing to maintain their membership or as a penalty of breaking their organization's rules. The activities of hazing often include humiliation, discomfort, and the excessive consumption of alcohol. Although some forms of hazing are not clearly recognized the criminal or victim, there is general agreement that hazing includes activities such as being made to watch or perform in sex acts, made to drink large amounts of alcohol, made to act as a personal servant for another organization member, and much, much more. I feel as if hazing should be stopped immediately. While some colleges have completely banned fraternities and sororities, others have not. Hazing has resulted in more than 36 deaths in the United States since 1970. Despite these efforts, hazing continues at colleges and universities throughout the country. The 1997 death of MIT student Scott Kruger helped to change the way hazing was seen. Kruger died of alcohol poisoning after he was forced to drink liquor at a fraternity event. This event, where Kruger was at, opened the eyes of many people to the widespread of severe, often violent, hazing practices happening on college campuses around the United States. After the death of Kruger, people have raised awareness about hazing dangers, and many colleges took action to address it. However, abuses are still continuing to this day. No fewer than 3 high-profile deaths have occurred in just the past 2 years. Sam Mason of Radford College died of ethanol poisoning after being forced to drink alcohol at a fraternity event. George Desdunes, junior at Cornell, met the same death in March of last year. A major hazing event happened at Florida A&M after the drum major Robert Champion Jr. died in November after being beaten by the fellow band members during a hazing ritual. Hazing is a crime. It is a very evil act that people do to others in order for the new person to become fully initiated into their group. Coaches, teachers, club advisors just turn their heads as if they have no idea this evil act is happening and not affecting people's lives. While some of them may even participate in the cruel hazing, hazing needs to be banned before more people have to suffer through it. In order to fit into a group, people should not have to be hazed. They should just be welcomed by the members of the group. Rules need to be set about hazing and how it is not an acceptable act, and punishments also need to be made for those who break these rules. If hazing continues, more people will die from these acts that seem harmless, but are not harmless at all. And more people will be emotionally and physically scarred from these cruel acts. Hazing is a chain that can and needs to be broken. I have many friends that are in fraternities and sororities throughout North Carolina. While most of the hazing stories I have heard are really harsh, fraternities do things such as taping a whole bottle of liquor, such as a gallon or a fifth, to a boy's hand. The boy has to drink the liquor. He has no choice until it is all gone. Often people have been branded on their arm or elsewhere with their fraternity's Greek letters. I have also heard where a fraternity has put beer and wine in the microwave and makes the pledges drink it. Another is where a boy was drunk and blindfolded and had to find his way back to the fraternity house. Many cruel things like these that are things that can cause death. In my opinion, hazing should be completely banned everywhere. As though it still continues, has to be a way that it can completely end. Although many deaths have happened due to hazing, some still continue. No one should have to suffer through these evil acts. These evil acts are happening just for someone to be initiated into their group or fraternity. There are rules that need to be set about hazing and how it is not an acceptable act, and punishments need to be made for those who break these rules.